What type of diet is most typical for a seahorse? The correct answer is carnivore. A seahorse is typically described as a carnivore based on what it usually eats in nature. This dietary pattern fits its body design and behavior. In this case, its male pregnancy supports the way it obtains or processes food. Knowing diet types helps explain food webs and ecosystem balance. Which animal is best known as the largest mammal? Blue whale is correct because it is the animal most widely recognized for being the largest mammal. This fact is commonly taught in zoology and general science. These record holder facts are useful because they highlight standout anatomical or behavioral adaptations among species. Which animal is especially known for working in highly organized colonies? Ant is correct because this behavior is strongly associated with that species. Behavioral adaptations help animals feed, avoid danger, and reproduce successfully. In the case of the ant, this behavior is a major part of how it survives in worldwide. Which body feature is most closely associated with a toad? Warty skin is correct because it is a characteristic feature of the toad. This body structure is not just recognizable, it also serves a functional role in survival. For example, it may help with feeding, movement, defense, temperature regulation, or communication. Which conservation problem is best described as this? Too many fish are removed faster than populations recover. Overfishing is the correct answer because the description matches that conservation threat exactly. This issue can reduce population size, disrupt breeding, and damage ecosystems. Understanding conservation vocabulary is essential when discussing endangered species and habitat protection. Which animal best fits this statement? It is more strongly associated with land habitats. Iguana is correct because it better matches the statement than the other options. Comparison questions test whether you can connect animals to their core ecological context. Here, the key is recognizing the species most strongly linked to that environment or lifestyle. Which animal is best known for this life cycle fact? It returns from the ocean to fresh water to reproduce. Salmon is correct because that life cycle detail is a defining biological fact about the species. This relates to the concept of migration, which is important in zoology because it shows how development and reproduction vary across animals. Life cycle knowledge also helps explain survival strategies at different stages of life. Which animal class does the bee belong to? The bee belongs to the insect class. This is correct because it shows defining insect traits. For example, the bee is associated with pollination, and it is widely known as important for many crops. Understanding classification helps identify shared body structures, life processes, and evolutionary relationships. Which of the following animals is most strongly associated with the rainforest habitat? Toucan is the best answer because it is commonly found in the rainforest. This habitat is characterized by high biodiversity, and toucan has adaptations that help it survive there. Matching animals to habitats is important because environment strongly shapes feeding, movement, and survival strategies. What type of diet is most typical for a The correct answer is carnivore. A. Axolotl is typically described as a carnivore based on what it usually eats in nature. This dietary pattern fits its body design and behavior. In this case, its external gill supports the way it obtains or processes food. Knowing diet types helps explain food webs and ecosystem balance.